This video tutorial shows you how to develop our first JavaScript program and how to use Firebug as a debugger. So let's directly work on our mathematics quiz program. So here I have a file called quiz.html. In this case, as this is our first JavaScript program, I will directly put the JavaScript code into an HTML file directly. Later, you will learn how to link to an external JavaScript file. So shown in the terminal window is already an empty HTML file template. We are going to put our JavaScript inside the head element. All the JavaScript code should be included in a pair of script tags. So in between these two script tags, we can type our JavaScript code. Recall that the logic of the program should be first we'll ask for the name of the student, and then we'll ask for an even number, and then based on this number is really an even number or not, we will generate different information. So we will get the information from the user first. So here you can see that we're calling a internal function provided by a window object, which is an internal object of the JavaScript language. We are popping up a dialog which asks the user to type his or her name. Now, the returned results will be stored in a variable called name. Pay special attention here. Unlike the Java language, we do not really have to declare the data type of the variable. Because JavaScript is a loosely typed scripting language. So similarly, we can get the number typed by the user. So here we're asking the user, you got to enter an even number. But pay attention that the prompt function will return a string. So we actually need to convert this string to an integer using the parseInt function provided by the JavaScript language. And then, depending on if this number is a correct answer or not, we'll generate different messages. So again, we are calling another system function called WriteLine, which writes into the document object of the entire HTML. So the new string, the h1 tag with a message good, will be inserted into the body of the HTML at runtime. Or if we want to pop up a warning message, we can use another system function called alert, which pops up an alert dialog window. Now, our program is ready. We can test our program. So again, don't forget the ampersand operator allows us to run the Firefox process in the background. Let's type the name. Let's type an even number. And you can see that the program is working correctly. Now, the second topic of this video tutorial is how do we tell if we got a syntax error or not? Let's introduce a syntax error into the program. Clear, a function like prompt2 does not exist in the JavaScript language. If we refresh the page, that is to reload the page, we can see that the Firebug debugger has nicely given you all the detailed information, which says prompt2 is not a function provided by the JavaScript language. And if you click this link, you can jump to the corresponding line number. If somehow on some other platforms where you don't have a Firebug, there's another way to bring up the syntax errors. You can simply press a key combination, Control-Shift-J. You can bring up the error console provided by the Firefox browser. That's essentially the same as Firebug. Okay, so far we have known how to identify syntax errors in our program. The next thing we want to explore is that how can we take advantage of the Firebug debugger. Let's say that we would like to stop at the first line of the program, and we want to execute the program statement by statement so that we can examine the values of the variables. So to enable the Firebug debugger, we can easily insert a new statement here. It will force the Firebug to stop at this line. So this debugger statement will call the debugger and force the debugger to stop at this line. Let's run the program again. You can see that Firebug is popping up, and we are stopping right at line number 4. So pay special attention here. A Firebug asks you to disable this debugger statement and actually gives you two options. One is to cancel this, disable this deployment forever, and the other is just to ignore. I would suggest that just to click carefully this close button to reject the suggestion from the Firebug, so that later, whenever you run the program again, you will stop at the same breakpoint. That's just to click the cross button. Pay special attention. We want to keep the breakpoint. So the next time, we will stop at the same place again. If you look at the toolbar of the Firebug, you can see that there are a couple of convenient actions which you can take. For example, F8, function key F8 is to continue the program. Just run the program until you encounter a new breakpoint. Step into is function key F11. This is to step into a function, just like any other debuggers of our language. And you have F10 to step over. So just remember these three function keys, F8, F10, and F11. So if we want to execute a statement one by one, we can press the function F10. Execute one more statement by pressing F10. You can see that the dialog is popping up. Now, if you move the mouse over the variables, you can see that the value of the variables are nicely popping up by the debugger. So just remember this, Firebug will be your best friend later when you develop sophisticated JavaScript programs.